Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. I'm going to be talking a little bit weird because I'm still fucked up. No, I had my wisdom tooth removed. It's a lot better. It was horrible yesterday, so I couldn't come live. But let's go ahead and focus on Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers, okay? God, are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm serious. I don't even have it in me to fight with you today, Michael. I just don't. I don't. Whatever comes from this reading comes from this reading, and it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so let's just pull one more set of cards. I can't be live for too long. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. Okay, guys, hold on. All right. This will have to do. One more deck. I guess one more deck. What deck? What deck do you want? All right, guys. Can you guys hear me okay speaking this low? Thank you, Alexandra. Okay. Ready. Okay. All right. So, right from the start, are you serious? Card number 13, Power of Attraction. So, you're calling to you the very things that you need in this life, the very experiences, connections, all of that. If you've watched me for any length of time, you have an idea what this card typically tends to represent. Okay. With that, this is representative of a very intense, very deep soul connection. I'm kind of wondering if this is indicative of like a circling back around of some sort of energy. Okay. So, since I don't have it in me to fight with Michael today, typically that represents the TF connection. With that, you can have more than one twin flame. You have one twin ray, but you could have more than one twin flame. And sometimes that twin flame can be like a dark twin, a shadow aspect of your reflection. So it's not always that a twin flame is a positive thing. It could definitely be a very full of struggle, painful connection that you might find is unnecessary. And in some circumstance, this is not very common, but in some circumstance, that TF energy can definitely jump bodies. It can definitely jump bodies, and sometimes it will continue to come back in different forms through different people. And at that point, it can definitely be something that can be confusing and frustrating. And and just kind of, feeling like you're being hounded. But that's because you need to finish off whatever lessons you agreed to learn with that energy. Okay. So usually if that tends to happen, if that happens, um, even though it's different, a different person that, is used each cycle, they will usually have the same type of feel, the same type of sometimes even look, sometimes a specific feature that you're consistently drawn to. They have the same thing, like, um, I don't know, the same shape or color of eyes or both, or I don't know. Use your imagination. The next card, summon. You're calling this to you, whatever it is. See, oh, well, shit. Card number 13 and card number 13. They're both card number 13, power of attraction and summon. Someone's calling someone. Okay, this is something that's probably unavoidable. And I'm not saying unavoidable as in, oh, you're going to end up together and have this like amazing, relationship and I don't know, whatever people want to assume about twin flame stuff. Doesn't necessarily mean that. It means whatever lessons you were supposed to learn together, it's circling back around. Okay. It's circling back around and it has to be addressed. Whatever this lesson is, it has to be addressed. So I assume one is projecting something. Um, oh, I thought that was the same person. It's a man and a woman. Oh my God. Completion. So the number 7 has to do with completion. Lessons are needing to be completed. Okay. Um, I wonder if one is projecting onto the other this whatever expectation. I wonder if there's an expectation that's very unhealthy, very unrealistic, almost toxic in that you don't own people. You can't own another person. Okay. I've had so many people try and own me. To each person that's tried to own me, take ownership of me, where are you now? Answer that question. Where are you now? Out of my life. You're probably still keeping track and whatever, that's fine. But you're still out of my life. You do not take ownership of people. You do not try and demand, try and dictate. By laws of sovereignty. My gosh. By laws of sovereignty, you cannot do that. That is not allowed. And if you try and do that, there are very real consequences, especially for those who have risen to a level of awareness where sovereignty is a very real, very tangible thing. It's not just some concept, some spiritual thing, idea that sounds good, that sounds powerful and good, but I don't really get it. No, I get it. It means nobody tells me what to do, and I don't tell anyone else what to do. And sometimes that's what the twin is brought around to help you understand, to help you learn, to help you know. So there comes the topic of morality. Um, so whoever is attempting to project this very toxic um, attempt at ownership, um, there's a need for morality to be explored. Is what you're doing okay for the other person? Okay, if it's you that is really, really wanting and needing and believing that you are supposed to be in a relationship with this individual, and you're over here like, oh, it's because of they're with their karmic. No, they're in their relationship. Let's stop romanticizing our toxic attraction, our toxic obsessions. We have to stop romanticizing it. It is not their toxic karmic. They are in a relationship. Have some morals, have some standards for yourself. And I'm not trying to condemn you. I'm saying Stop romanticizing your pain. It makes it that much more painful. And if that pain is not teaching you something, you're causing unnecessary hurt in your life. So you have to make sure that you understand all of these spiritual terms that people use. Those people not going to like what I have to say right now. About 95% of the spirituality that's taught right now, that's spread around in all sorts of spiritual circles, it's consistently talked about in all sorts of videos. About 95% of it is bullshit. Ego driven, rooted in distorted ego. About 95% of it. And if you're going to continue to participate in that, about 95% of your struggle comes from that. So it's really up to you what you want to participate in. If a twin flame is supposed to be in my life, they will be. And until that twin flame connection is a healthy one for me, then I'm going to continue to reject it. I'm going to continue to push it away, and I'm going to continue to have no shame in that. And that twin flame energy can circle around and circle around and circle around and use every single person in my life to try and access me. But the fact is, I will never allow that in until it is something that's healthy for me. And maybe all of this, like pushing and pushing and pushing, that Michael does for me to talk about this topic is to help me understand my own lessons. It's not about someone outside of me. I was created whole. I came into this life whole. Events in my life had caused me previously to believe I'm fractionated and somehow broken and damaged and missing pieces. And that's a lie. That's a lie. These are just aspects of my journey and myself that I'm searching for in other people. And I'm realizing I don't need to search for this in other people. What I need to do is allow the reflections of myself that other people bring to me to be recognized within me. Okay. So, oh, Michael's proud of me right now. Thank you. Thank you. Um, not all twin flames are toxic. Not all. Um, it might be that you're experiencing, and I'm not speaking to anyone in particular, it's a generalized statement. It might be that your concept of your twin flame is toxic because your feelings towards it is toxic, or it's triggering the toxicity that is within you that you refuse to acknowledge. That's what several several of those twin flame connections have done for me, helping me to see the toxicity of some of the things that I thought was very benign, just very personal choices for myself, and no one else is really affected. When in reality, yeah, no, every decision you make affects people. So, card number 26, second house, owning. Wealth is the ability to truly experience life. You will own it. This is about being grounded in the physical. It's a house of money and is about what you own in movable goods. When this card turns up, it's time to concentrate on more practical issues. So, this basically goes back to that concept of stop romanticizing your pain. Okay. Stop romanticizing your pain. Stop trying to explain away using distorted quasi spirituality, the things that you're participating in within yourself, outside of yourself. It's time to really allow yourself to see what it is that's going on in your life, what it is that's going on in your thoughts. Okay. Card number 40, Sacred Fool. Um, no one's playing you for a fool. Yeah, you have intuition. All of us have intuition. And if you're going to continue to choose to not believe in your intuition, to dismiss it away, to instead try and convince yourself to continue to participate in certain programs or paradigms that really just enable further toxicity, you and your higher self need to realign. Okay. There is a realignment that's needing to take place because the only one pulling these strings is your higher self. It's your higher self. It's not someone outside of you. Just like, I don't listen to my higher self too much. I ignore her. I don't like the things she says. I'm just like, no, bitch, not today or tomorrow. Ignored you yesterday. And so she has Michael come and talk to me often. And I don't like to listen to him either, but what ends up happening when I don't listen to either of them, I end up creating so much more issues for myself, so much more issues for myself. But that's fine because that's how I learn and it creates more opportunity for strength. Card number 35, strength. A lot of the things you struggle through, if you choose the option to struggle, it actually will afford you further opportunity to increase, to amplify your strength and your recognition of that amplification. So everything in your life can serve your growth if you allow it, if you acknowledge it. So card number 9, exhaustion. So many of us have been working ourselves to the point of exhaustion, trying to figure out, trying to understand. And, another major thing is you don't have to fully understand in order for you to submit to the will of your own soul, because your soul is always looking out for you. Your soul is always trying its best to take you down the easiest path. You don't have to know and see the blueprint and know the inner nuances of whatever soul plan or soul journey you're supposed to be on in order for you to do it. Now, if you need to do that, you have to examine where that need comes from. I used to need to do that all the time, and I began to understand that that need, that perceived need, came from a sense of helplessness, came from this concept that was barely recognized, where I felt very helpless, very hopeless, very weak, very, very vulnerable, all of these things where I had to make sure I knew all the inner workings of that before I participated. Because guess what? If I know everything before I begin, then I can plan contingencies for every potentiality. And that simply led to my exhaustion. That was it. Because all of these understandings that I thought I developed, uh, they were really much rooted. They were really much, they were deeply rooted in a distorted, fear based reality. So they didn't help me. They just further complicated my view of whatever I was supposed to experience. So, card number 33, ninth house, faith. We travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls. So, you're going to continue, continue. Regardless of what you think you're going to do, your higher self can override whatever your human consciousness thinks it can do. The higher self can do that very easily. Our higher selves are very patient with us. It allows us to think we have more control, more say than we actually do as human beings. The one in control is your higher self. It has made connections, um, it has signed contracts, all sorts of agreements with other souls. And if you think you're going to be able to avoid these things, avoid these connections, avoid these people, I'm learning you can't. I'm learning you can't, down to the point where you randomly come across people driving, and it's the very people you're trying to avoid. So, obstacles are being lifted. This is the house position for the sign Sagittarius. What is up with Sagittarius? What is up with that? Y'all keep coming up into the reading. Destiny, fate, and karma all come into play, as well as your view of what God may or may not be. Ooh, it is a house of erudite knowledge, higher learning, lawyers, doctors, and astrologers. It's most definitely of the higher mind and our need to unite with something greater. So it goes back to this, what I was just saying, where the higher self is really trying to make its presence and its influence known, not just to you, but to your whole life. What are you going to do with this? Are you going to fight it? Are you going to fight it? If you'd like me to share, if you'd like me to share my experience fighting that higher aspect of myself, because I've been fighting it my whole life. I've lost every single time. I've lost every single time. I've never had a moment where I've won. Anytime it's come to this thing of like me against my higher self, every single time I have lost, no matter how intelligent my approach is, no matter how much I calculate and plan. And I'm actually much smarter than I allow myself to look like. I'm much smarter than that. And I just can't. And one of my most developed skills is finding a way around something. That is one of my most highly developed skills. You present a block in front of me. If I cannot go around it, if I cannot go over it, if I cannot go under it, I will bulldoze through that bitch. I will find a way to bulldoze right through, but you are not blocking me from wherever I'm supposed to go. And my higher self has won every time. That bitch, that's why I don't listen to her. So let's see. So, this house represents influences through the written word. Um, so I'm wondering if, no, I'm not wondering. I know this is about communication. The ninth house also represents esoteric matters like psychics, psychic fairs, the new age, counterculture gatherings, or places where offbeat people gather together for some visionary cause. So it's a coming together. It's a time to come together. Oh God, it's a time to come together. Don't try and pre-program who's going to be there when it's time to come together, okay? Um mm, so traveling to distant places. The reason is for knowledge or for broadening of understanding. There will be a desire to visit places of arcane wisdom and knowledge, where you can expect the history behind the area to be very well documented. Okay. Occasionally, this card indicates a temporary disconnect from close family where you depart from your known life into another one as a pilgrim or a seeker. Um, if your question is about love, one or the other person needs freedom. There won't be commitment anytime soon. Okay. In short, this card indicates that you are about to depart on an important journey. You're about to really rediscover yourself. Don't be so afraid of it. Don't be afraid of what you find, because whatever you find, it's yours. It's you. Whatever you find at the end of all of this, it's yours. It's you. This is your life. This is your journey. These are the details that create your understanding, that help to ripen and elevate your consciousness. Card number 24, New Birth, guarded vigilantly. There you are, still enshrouded by shadow. It's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. Sometimes the darkest moments of your life really are the things, the experiences, the moments that help you further understand the gravity of your light. You don't want to become light blind. This concept of always exist in the light, love and light, you always have to be positive, only high vibes, is such a bullshit, distorted teaching. Who determined darkness and shadow was evil? Who determined that? Who told you that? Who told them that? Whose teaching is that? Where is that rooted? Shadow and darkness is evil. The number 13 is evil. What else? Worship of nature is evil. Mm, none of that makes sense to me. I'm saying that as someone who was born and raised Catholic, having earned all of my sacraments, baptized and confirmed. None of that makes any sense to me. None of it makes any sense to me. You know why? Because it fractionates you, it separates you from your ability to exist as a totality. It keeps you from really embracing the truth of all of you. I'm not just light. I'm not just darkness. I'm a beautiful dance of the two. I'm able to tap into extremely bright light. I'm able to tap into extremely deep, dense darkness. This makes me a totality, a powerful one. A powerful one. Being able to tap into your shadow has nothing to do with black magic. Black magic has everything to do with malicious intent. Malicious intent. You intentionally plan and act on your plans to try and harm someone that has nothing to do with shadow. These lines have been blurred and you're being put to task. You have to unblur those lines for yourself in your life. This isn't about what you need to do to society, for society. This is about you, your personal journey. And again, people will be brought into your life to help trigger these cycles that help to unblur the line. Okay. The goal here is not to reach some silly concept of I'm going to be so elevated above everyone else. First off, that's comparison and competition. That does nothing for reunification. Nothing. It does nothing for internal peace. Nothing. So you're not comparing to anyone else. You're not trying to beat anyone else. It's not a race. It's not a competition. It's not a comparison. It's about you understanding how these aspects really, really affect the way you travel through your life. And people, again, will be brought to you, whether, it's in a friend capacity or a romantic capacity or through family, through work, whatever it is. People will consistently be brought to you and you'll have opportunity after opportunity to learn this on a deeper and deeper level, on a deeper and deeper level. So you only believe you have to wish for something until you realize, until that moment of realization that you have the power, the authority, and the ability to manifest everything in your life. And I'm not talking about vision boards, and I'm talking about circumstance. I'm talking about circumstance. If you really need to have certain individuals with certain labels in your life, your soul will find a way to bring that to you. But be careful because it might not be the individual that you think. It might be someone else. So be careful. No more need for wishful thinking. Instead of wasting your energy, your time, and your focus on wishful thinking leaves opportunity, space for a sense of failure, a sense of lack of fulfillment, a sense of, creation, creator, God, whatever you want to call it, forsaking you. Manifestation is so different. You are calling to you the very things that were already pre-planned before you even were born. Your entire life is pre-planned. Yes, you can choose the option, but eventually you get to the same result, an elevation of your understanding of yourself, opportunity to feel the full motion and emotion of living a human life. You can't stop that. And if you think that someone else will bring you happiness or the whole point of this life is to remain in a static, perpetual state of happiness and positivity, let me know how that goes in a few years. It's not going to go good. I don't tell you that as someone who has precog abilities. I tell you that as a human being who attempted that for most of my life. It's not going to go good. And I'm pretty sure at some point you're going to convince yourself that you're a liar and that you hate yourself. When you get to that point, come back to me and I'll remind you there's no need to hate yourself. But until you're ready for that, you're probably going to feel really badly about your life, really badly about all these perceived failed connections with individuals. So, card number 8, letting go. It's time to let go of these drops that we perceive as being an entire ocean. They're simply drops, droplets of dew on the leaves of our life. And we think it's what? Tsunamis? No, it's not. The things that we really perceive to be such a huge, big deal. When you allow yourself to grow, it's really not a big deal. It drives my husband nuts because I say for everything, it's not a big deal. It's not that bad. It's not that serious. When I couldn't talk yesterday, my shit was swollen up to here. My whole face was swollen. And my jaw is still swollen. It was swollen up to here. I was like, it's not that serious. It's very serious. It hurts. Yeah, it was serious. Yesterday was serious. Card number 7, Jupiter abundance. The lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they open, but treasures are poured out before thee. Ooh, I like that. Expect doors to swing open. So, this planet casts off more heat than it takes from the sun, and thusly, this giant planet is one of generosity and joyfulness. It's a soother of hurts and bruises, and promises a period of good fortune when hard luck is coming to an end. Jupiter can represent the father and what you have inherited from your father. When the energy of Jupiter enters your reading, you can be assured luck is on your side and fortune shines on you. You're being given not only a gift, but also a lift, if not divine help. So if you are feeling just exhausted, just know things are being put into play to kind of give you a little bit of a lift to help you out. And this is not a little bit of a lift to help you out to snag yourself someone in a relationship. That's the furthest thing from what this card means. This is about really helping you to more fully submit to your own journey, not submit to someone else, but submit to your own journey. Oh, that's funny. Twins are disgusting. They're supposed to be a reflection of you. That's cute. Anyways, let me get a final card. Final card. Are you exhausted? Right. Wanting connection is normal. Just don't let the desire to connect blind you. Very true. Very true. And you can connect with someone that doesn't even have a spiritual label. All right. Here we go. Okay. Okay. We're at card number dose. Passion for purpose. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. Do you yearn to find your way? To fulfill your divine destiny? To know the purpose of your presence within this sacred body of the Earth Mother? Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as your sacred task for this time. Your heart wants to know why you were born, for what purpose. You must know that the answer to these questions is love. I bring you your answer straight from the heart of the universe. Be wild within your passion. Do that which stirs your soul, even when it makes you uncomfortable, especially then. For what's being truly alive if not a decision to be open instead of resistant, to be wild rather than comfortable? so that at any moment we will be ready for the invitation of divine beloved to come closer. I call to you now, the you that's beyond your mind, the you that the heart knows, the you that cannot deny life. To that you, I ask this question: what stirs the passions of your nature? Do that, be that. As we grow on the spiritual path, so too does our ability to serve life, to serve love, to honor humanity, and to offer a contribution that is unique to us, that could only flow in this particular way through the quality of our own soul light. Every light holds its own beauty, and every light has a particular task to fulfill on the divine path of life. To help us remember this, lest we get too easily distracted by the pain and stress that happens in life, we are given a built in reminder. That reminder is our passion. We may think that passion is not particularly practical. We may feel fearful that with passion there are no guarantees of success, or that we may even be throwing away a stable and secure life to pursue our passion. These are the fears of many a modern society, yet they are so misplaced. Life supports all beings based on their true nature. The birds are given air in which to fly, and fish are given water in which to swim. Plants are given light of the open plains or darkness of the damp forest, depending on their needs for growth. Different flowers flourish in different environments. Bees have wings that are very small but powerful enough to move with such speed and rotation that their heavy bodies can fly. Each aspect of creation is given what is required so it may become what it is meant to be for its unique destiny to be fulfilled. So everything that you're going through, everything that you're living through, everything that you think is here that has been sent to destroy you and hurt you, and you're given every component that is necessary to help you reach a level that will make it possible for you to honor and fulfill the purpose you promised to fulfill in this life. And it's not always a purpose of involving celebrity. It's not always a purpose that involves some sort of notoriety. It's not always a purpose of, this is the person I decided I'm supposed to be with. And, fuck what's going on with their life. Because they don't know. I know more. I'm more spiritual. I know more. I mean, fuck the fact that they're already taken in with someone else and happy. I'm going to go ahead and convince myself that, oh, their significant other is just this wicked ass and they belong to me. I'm just, I do have to share this. I'm very, very lucky that the individual I previously had, I don't know if it was mistakenly or what, I had previously identified them as some sort of divine counterpart. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I was very, very lucky to have this like you are taken. You are the type of person that very much believes in the sacredness of this union you're in. So let me not do that. Okay. Like, I have not come across, um, luckily, maybe because they're said to be a reflection of you, right? I would never try and get with someone who is in a relationship. That's just no. You do that. I'm not no side shit. I'm not a snack. I'm a whole fucking 7-course meal. It takes a lot to be with me. And unless you are willing and capable of giving everything, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. Keep it. Just keep it. So, you guys, don't allow your distorted perceptions to really so negatively impact the way you travel this journey. Again, about 95% of the things that are shared and taught, and just because it sounds spiritual doesn't mean that it is. Okay. And it's not that I know everything, it's that I know enough to see when lies are being peddled. I don't know anything. In the grand scheme of things, I don't know much. I really don't know much. And the more I learn, the more I expand my consciousness, the more spiritual intelligence I reclaim for myself, the more and more deeply I understand how very little the human mind can actually comprehend when it comes to spiritual matters, when it comes to the truth of creation. So don't let other people's distorted teachings, myself included, my teachings have distortions. They're filtered through the lens of the life that I've lived. These are my opinions, and my opinions are based on the hurts that I've endured, the wounds that I'm in the process of healing. This is simply how I see life. It's not a spiritual truth. So find your own truths. Find your own truths within yourself. Allow your journey to bring you the answers that you're seeking, because all the answers you need is already within you. Allow your soul to bring the people who you need to trigger these cycles of learning. Allow your soul to do that. Allow your soul to do that. It will bring you the people you need to learn, and not necessarily because they are going to be your teacher, sit you down and lecture you. The most beautiful learning occurs as you live life, as you simply live, as you simply flow and be fully present in every aspect of your journey. That's the best, most potent way to learn. Hands on learning. That's the most powerful way to learn. So learn things through your life experience. Um, Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I have a little secret to tell you guys. There's going to be something amazing for those who get the text notification. I've been kind of contemplating this since I started offering the text notifications. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. So if you haven't already signed up, I highly suggest you sign up because this is a surprise you really don't want to miss. Okay. So, people who get the text notification, you guys are going to begin to receive announcements that no one else receives. Yes, text notification. Signing up is the directions to sign up is in the description of this video. I didn't send a text notification this morning simply because it's like I feel really badly. My time zone changes as I travel, and so it's no big deal for me because I'm already awake. But it's like if I'm on the East Coast and I'm texting and it's like 7 in the morning, that's like 4 in California. So I don't wanna be rude. But trust me, if you're signed up, it's a good thing. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye.